So MRP majorly, yeah, it is used for the demand definition. So material requirement planning. Okay. So there are like two processes, like you can say MTS and MTO. So that you have to define your own demand, or you have to get the demand from your sales order. Okay. So here you can see the main objective. Okay. So to guarantee the material availability. So you are assuring that the material should be available within the stipulated time. Okay. So MRP has to follow certain procedure. Okay. So whether it is like MTS, MTO, in the trading scenario, you have to do the kind of procurement. Okay. So in the kind of order management, MTO, make to orders. So there you have to maintain the respective plan to produce process. Okay. So MRP they can use for the trading process also, and MRP they can use for the production. So mainly MRP defined for the material availability. Okay. Check stock availability checks. So required quantities as per the so with respect to the time intervals. Okay. So within the stipulated time, you are telling that you are supplying the material to the production department. You are handing over the material to the production department. So there are some scenarios we'll see actually. So with the respect to this, so MRP will play a key role in the process of like material planning and cost planning also. Okay. So optimizing service levels means here why MRP required means, so you are reducing the risk of the material availability. Okay, so you are keeping the material available, then production process will start. Otherwise, machine delay will happen, labor delay will happen, the production fully will be delayed actually. Okay, so if you have a stocks, na, so then you can easily do the production. Okay, so you can reduce the cost also. Okay, so MRP area, MRP level. Okay, these are the things actually. So MRP procedure we can consider under the MRP areas. Okay. So we can define as per the procedure MRP at plant level. Okay. So with respect to the storage location, it has to check the stock. Okay. So on which storage location you kept the stock, like that. So yeah, MD04 you can get that. Okay. So without storage location also we can execute, but the stock will store in respect to storage location. Okay. So for that in material master, so we have to create a material with respect to the plant and uh, this one storage location. Okay. Organization levels. Okay. So lot sizing procedure means, so in the production process you are producing, in a bunch, you can say mass production. You can say the per hour, per day they can define actually per week. So with respect to that, how much production you want to do. So with the production order also they can define actually. So you can see this lot sizing procedure in MRP. Okay, MRP2, MRP3, MRP views you can see. Okay. So I'll show you the configuration. Okay. So there are like manual planning runs, automatic planning runs are available. Okay. So I'll explain this later. So you are getting the screen now. Yeah, Vidyasagar.
Yeah, we get it.
Yeah, Bhargav. So this is the fully process flow chart. Okay. So with the SD process also they can define independent requirements. Okay. So in the SD process also, if the specific order means they can define for dependent requirements. Okay, which are dependent on the respective BOM bill of material. Okay. So there are like two requirements. One is a dependent and one is independent requirement. Okay, here you can see after that we'll maintain the parameters in MRP1, MRP2, MRP3, MRP4 views. Okay, so we'll execute the MRP. So with the settings I showed you, MRP settings. So it will execute. So if you want to convert the MRP into the planning run, okay, as a planned order will create. Okay, after the like independent requirement, okay, or like a planned independent requirement MD61. Okay, after that we can execute that. We'll maintain the MRP. So we'll execute that MRP. So MRP run will happen. So planned order will generate. Okay, you can convert the planned order into purchase requisition, okay, or production order. Okay. So if the material is stock material, okay, as I told in BOM actually, okay. So with respect to that, it will happen actually. So always we'll do the MRP run for the, like mostly FG material, SFG material. Okay. So in the case of consumption based planning, we have one more thing. Okay, in the process of trading, okay, they can do for any material. Okay, with respect to that, they can activate that material type, which I shown in the MRP. Okay, MRP settings. Okay, after that, they'll convert the purchase requisition into the purchase order. Okay, so this is the process. Then they will receive the goods in goods receipt MIGO transaction with 101 moment type. Okay, so then they'll pay to the vendor. Okay, so this is into the scenario. Okay, so you can see in a PP scenario. So we have MRP. Okay, here we have to convert the MRP into the planned order. The conversion will happen. So planned order will automatically generate. So with respect to that, we can convert the respective planned order into the production order. Okay. So here, so with respect to this, we'll plan the shop floor. Okay. So when you are starting the production, okay, here scheduling will happen. So after after two classes, I'll go for the shop floor planning process. Okay, SFP. Okay, so I'll explain there. So what is the shop floor planning? Like, so full process. So in the production order, so we'll define so many things actually regarding the master data will maintain as per the material. So you can say for BOM routing, okay, and work center. Okay, so sequence of operations, we have a provision actually here in production order. Okay, so you can have a, so you can confirm the production order full. Okay, that's a one option, and you can confirm like a operation level also. So if the operation performs in the one single floor, okay, so you can confirm at a time, means you are assurance that you have assured that, so you're getting the product within a shift like 8 hours. Okay, then they'll confirm all operations within a time, within a period. Okay, so if not, okay, so they have to plan for one operation, like some big operations, you can say. So you can say one could take one four-wheeler manufacturing. So they have to divide into assembly line. Okay, for with reference to that, they'll define the operations. So for that, okay, they have to maintain different confirmations of with respect to the operation. Okay, for they have four operations. They have they'll confirm first operation. After the completion of first operation, they'll go for the second operation, like that. Okay, so operation level wise they can use actually. So capacity planning related to the, so the capacity of the machine. You can see this capacity planning. I'll explain later, which is related to the, okay, work center planning, work center load. Okay, the machine load, labor load, we can define actually with respect to the capacity planning. So we have one more thing concept in capacity leveling actually. Okay, so we can manage the capacity load, okay, of the machine. Okay, after that they'll process the production order, they'll confirm, and they'll get the receipt of the goods. So here we have MB31, one more transaction for the goods receipt, or MIGO you can do. Okay, MIGO 101. So after that, they'll go for the standard cost estimation to know the product price. So they have to calculate the all prices which we maintain with respect to the operations in the respective routing. Okay, so activity levels, that formula I showed you, for operation how much it will cost. So finally they'll do the standard cost estimation. There are like two transactions available. So one is the CK11, one is at CK24N. Okay, so they can do for the individual level of a material, other they can do for the multiple. Okay, for all materials in the plant. So mostly people go for the individual material. Okay, so if and all, if you can say they're like fully into production. Okay, under the plant they're doing only production, they can go for that. So you can see this is a flow chart. Okay, so this is related to the SOP, sales operation planning. Okay, so we are defining the with respect to the sales operation planning. So here some T codes will vary actually when compared with the MRP. Okay. So with respect to the sales order, so we can use that product group actually. For the with respect to the product group, we can create the demand. Okay. So here you can see the demand will come from the planned sales order. Okay. After that, we'll maintain the demand. So we'll convert same actually planned independent requirement MD61. Okay. After that, we'll execute that MRP run MD04. Before that, you have to check MRP settings of the material. Okay. So for which material we are doing. So then planned order we can convert actually into the production order. So after that they can execute. Okay. So with respect to that, they'll get the production order respective quantity from the production order. Okay. Then they do the goods receipt. Okay. So this is a why it is going back. I don't know. Yeah, you can read this now. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see if it is a SD process. Okay. So we'll get the requirement from the customer. Okay. So as per the market trends. Okay. So demand management they can execute with the sales and operation planning also. So they has to forecast the sales. Okay. How much sales happen. Okay. How many quantity they sold to the respective customers. Okay. So they'll calculate with respect to the period. Okay. So you can say one is a soap manufacturing company. You can say Mysore Sandal. They have a plan of you can say they sold some 1 lakh soaps in June. You can say so like that they'll plan raw material accordingly. So in the so they has to forecast that market. Okay. So with respect to that, come to the second point here, they'll procure the respective quantity. So what are the quantities used to make the respective finished product? Okay. So you understood now the process. So how it will work out?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you can see this is for in-house materials. Okay. So we'll maintain the in-house material with respect to the BOM. Okay. It is called dependent requirement. Okay. So with respect to that, the quantities which you are manufacturing inside, like you can say Titan, they are manufacturing watches. Okay, they have to manufacture inside all the parts of the this one like full watch. So then they'll go for the assembly. They have like a three plants you can say. So they are manufacturing components in one plant. So they are assembling these all components in one plant, assembling plant. So one more plant for there are two levels of assembly. Second level of assembly they do. So all the belt and chain they do. So first they'll do the only head. So after that, casing, you know, that backside plate like that. Different operations they have like that. So if any shortage, no, they have only control. Okay, for material. So why? Because no, they are only manufacturing inside the components also. Okay. So as we came to know that this is a master data. Okay, for the MRP. So metal master, bill of material, the work center, routing. Okay, demand management. So sales and operations. Again, it is going down or up. I don't know. Yeah, MRP procedures we have actually. So third one. So one is a MRP. Okay. So MD04 na that MRP we have. We have one more master production scheduling. So you can define total for all plant level you can define MPS master production scheduling. So this has a different T codes. Okay. So this has a different T codes consumption based planning. So consumption based planning as per the prehistorical values, like how much quantity, how much stock you consumed in the previous month. So with respect to that, you can plan. Okay, reorder level point is can define actually. So how much quantity we consumed. Okay, for the respect to consumed quantity. So we'll maintain the replenishment stock. So what is the meaning of replenishment stock? Means we are refilling the stock as per the minimum order quantity or minimum stock as per the you can see. So here we'll use MD01 for total planning for MRP. For here, consumption planning, we'll use MD03. Okay, so that's the difference. MPS, we have a MD71. We'll tell you later. MPS, okay, master production scheduling. So these are two related things actually, MRP and CBP. So which has the same certain same procedure. So MPS also same procedure, but we have a certain difference actually. So some T codes may vary. So as per the process. So mostly people will use MRP and CBP. If it is a trading company, they'll go for the CBP, consumption based planning. If it is like a production based company, they'll go for the MRP. So if that is like you can say full of process based companies, food and beverage company, they can plan MPS. So as we came to know that MRP has a different terminologies to define actually. So this is a thing they define the system to calculate the requirements. Okay, so based on the stock, this is one of the definition. So if it is externally procured material, okay, so it will go for the like procurement proposal. Means planned order will generate into the purchase requisition. So they'll do the procurement. So internal production means they are producing inside. Okay, so here planned order will generate. So with respect to the planned order, so we are creating production order. Okay. So here we need to maintain the inventory to reduce the cost. So MRP will play a key role in cost cost management also. So we'll produce a product within the like economical level. So like you can see, you plan for one component, so how much it will take. Okay. So if they has to plan and they'll execute for the respective lot. Okay. So then they can reduce the price. So they has to adapt the market. So that's the thing. So here you can see, so it is a separate run process for MPS. So they are not included in MRP. Okay. So if they have, uh, more production plants, okay, if they don't want to use MRP for the plant, they can use MPS. So you understood this one MPS. So it is almost a similar procedure. Okay. So in case of what they want to follow means they don't want to execute MRP, so they'll go for the MPS. So here you can see the basically it ensures that availability of critical resources. Okay, so we should not hamper the production management stock. Okay, so by this meaning, so if they're executing MRP for a number of plants, okay, so MPS for only a single plant. If they're starting like a new plant, they don't want to include in the this same MRP scenario. If they are finding any complex scenarios, okay, so then they will execute for the MPS. So mostly companies, they can execute the background MRP run. Okay, so to know the full demand of the month. Okay, with respect to this, they can procure the material. Okay, you understood? Huh?
Yes, yes,
Yeah, I'll provide you material for MPS also.
okay.
So see here, MPS also looks like same. Okay, but T code is different. So CBP with the so how much quantity you consumed with respect to that they can use actually. So in CBP we have three methods, three MRP procedures. Okay, so one is a reorder level point, one is a forecasting, one is a time phased. So mostly we'll use a reorder point. Okay, So if the order point is 1000 quantity, okay, so then you have to reorder immediately. Okay, so that minimum stock 1000, you can say. So monthly you are procuring some 5000 stock. Okay, so if the order quantity is now the existing quantity they consumed for 4000, you can say 1000 exist. Okay, then they'll maintain the reorder point. So at the 1000, okay, they can execute that MRP, so they'll get the stock. Okay, before the 1000 stock available only, they can make it into stock fill up. Okay, into their buckets. In the storage location, they'll maintain the stock. So in similar case, forecasting, for the respective time period, okay, they'll go for this forecasting. So 1 month, 2 months, like that. So mostly reorder point, if it will satisfy their business, they can go for the reorder point. So this is for other material also they can maintain forecast based. So the settings somewhat different from the reorder point to forecasting. Okay. So in the same case, time phase also. So this is like you can say for long term planning we can use time phased. So mostly, okay. So 1 or 2 weeks we can't use time phased. Okay. So that's why, yeah, if they have like a beverages industry, food and in the food industries, they'll use this time phased mostly. If they have any seasonal businesses, they can do. So this is a reorder point planning. Okay, so here you can see. So it is related to the procurement actually. So stock items you need to maintain. Okay, you have to go for the respective MRP run. So it will convert the planned order into the purchase requisition. Okay, so they'll reorder point cover the material requirement during the replenishment lead time. So reorder point, in the reorder point will maintain the stock 1000 stock. Okay, so we have to fill up within the time period. Okay, so that is called a lead time. So lead time required to fill up the stock. Time required to fill up the stock. It is called replenishment lead time. Okay. So in the same case, we'll maintain your reorder point level or safety stock. So mostly the business use safety stock concept. So they'll maintain safety stock. So after that, if the quantity is 5000, so you are consuming the quantity, you're executing the production, you are consuming the quantity up to 4000. If the safety stock is 1000, so at that time, so system will generate, or we can generate MRP, okay, to fill up the stock. So that is called a replenishment lead time. So here you can see they has to follow certain related things. Okay, how much quantity stock available, safety stock. Okay, average consumption for the month, like for week. Okay, so on the time, replenishment lead time, time required to fill up the stock, safety stock. Okay, so this is the related to the safety stock. Okay, you can use for safety stock for anything, like for past consumption data, you can take it, or vendor data, or production related things. So how much you are consuming, okay, with respect to that. So we'll execute that MRP. So now we understood by this diagram. So if you have a certain lot size, okay, 1000 quantity, okay, so stock level is some here, okay, so reorder point you are maintaining here, so 1000 quantity. So here you can say reorder point is you can say safety stock is 500 quantity, so reorder point is 1000 quantity. Okay, so you can see the lead time. Okay, so we have to fill up the respective reorder point stock, okay, with reference to the safety stock. So we are filling the stock. So from you can see from 500 quantity to 1000 quantity. So how much time it will take? So you can say, if for example, MRF tires they are procuring. Maruti is procuring MRF tires. Okay, they are purchasing from MRF. So they have a 500 tires. They want like a reorder point of 1000. Okay, then only they can order. Okay. So the MRP run, even the MRP run will execute. Okay. So without this reactor point, they can't get the quantity. So they can maintain like this. So safety stock, I'll show you in MRP view. Okay. So reactor point. So there are like a two reactor points. Okay. So one is a manual reactor point planning, one is automatic planning. So this is a formula it will follow actually. So what is the lead time, or you can say a planning time? So this is a procurement processing time. Okay. Plan delivery time, how much time you are getting like delivery time. So GR processing time, safety stock. Okay. So for suppose you can say 1000 is safety stock. Okay. So here into is there actually. It is not plus actually. This is a multiplication. Okay. So it has to know the respective planning time. Okay. So how much time required for the quantity? Okay. So maybe this formula has issue. I will tell you later one more formula. Um, so procurement time means so you ordered, so you are waiting for from the respective supplier. So when you are received, okay. So after that, so planned delivery. So the time so which they planned, so they told that they'll deliver in within a week. Okay. So you told that so we procurement processed in 2 days, and this planned delivery happened in for 7 days. Okay. After that, so if there is any queue in your shed, okay, or even warehouse, so to store the goods, this is also will impact actually. Okay. At the time of GRN, so the vehicle came to receive, to send the good, and there you are receiving. So if there is any delay of that, so it may affect the production. Okay. So automatic reorder point, so will maintain, uh, so it will execute automatically. So it will system will calculate safety stock and reorder point. So these are the indicators which we have in a SAP standard definition. So MD for the MRP. Okay. So PD for this respective MRP, not for the PTF. Means this not for the like this one forecasting. So when they'll use our time phase, they can you go for the R1, R2. Okay. So here you can see for R1, so there is a automatic, okay, reorder point. So whenever the automatically reorder point has reached, okay, stock level, so system will generate actually. So that facility they'll execute in background run. Okay. So here we have a manual reorder point V1. Okay. So VB, you can see manual reorder point. So VM is automatic reorder point. So if we are using forecast based planning, so VB is a indicator in MRP view. Okay. So these are the things. So we'll follow. So here they will ask one question actually. So what are the MRP types will generate the planned order? Okay. So PD will generate the planned order. Okay. So here if you will maintain the both external internal procurement. Okay. So here also we'll get the planned order, consumption based planning. So PD and V1.
PD means
PD means only MRP production. So
no. What is the abbreviation for that one? PD.
PD is the indicator, just production indicator.
Okay.
PD we can use for, these are the indicators actually. So PD only for production. So if the material is finished good, okay, then they'll use PD. So these are the spares and raw materials. Okay, so they want to maintain with MRP. So with respect to the manual reorder point. Okay. So V1, V2 they can use. So V2 for automatic reorder point. Okay. So this is a data about forecast based planning. So it is also same as under the consumption based planning. So this is mostly like a MM thing actually. So MM people has to look into this. So in the, so I'm considering full MRP, no? So that's why it will come actually. So mostly it is not related to the production. So we'll use only the MRP. So this is a different in time phased. So with respect to the long-term generation planning, no, they'll go for this actually. So many companies, what they'll do, no, they'll execute that planning run. So by using planning file. So MD21, so one transaction is there, they will define the planning file. Okay. So with respect to the planning file, they define the demand throughout the year. So 1 year demand, they'll forecast, they define in planning file. Okay. So what are the materials required? Okay, they'll define in one planning file. So we'll call it as a planning file generation in MD20. Okay. So they will execute that background job. I'll show you how they'll execute background job. Okay. So then with respect to the settings, so OPPQ we said, no? So there we'll maintain first, you have to set up the MRP settings. So planning file contains the material, okay, that are to be included in the MRP run. So for that materials only you can execute MRP, okay. So MRP is to be activated for the plant level, okay. For the with respect to the plant only we can execute that planning file, okay. So as I told now, plant level they can execute that MRP. So here you can see entry of the material to be made in the planning file for the specific plant, okay. So for that they has to configure the MRP before that, okay. So in the case of configuration, okay. So in the case of process also, okay. So the respective MRP setting should be activated for the plant, specific plant. So for which plant you are executing that MRP. So with respect to the planning file, so we have to maintain the materials under the respective specific plant, so which the MRP has configured for the respective plant. So then only we can execute the planning file. So coming to the planning types, so we have number of planning types actually. Here we have 3, so we can define actually, but we have to follow the standard SAP keys. So there are like a 3 plannings. One is a net change planning and total horizon. Okay, so total period is called total horizon. So with respect to that you are doing. So for long term run, for short term run, any period definition they'll use actually. So if there is any specific, okay, planning horizon, so for that they can use NETCH, net change planning in total horizon, NETPL for the planning horizon, okay. So if any regenerative planning, so they can use Z for the regenerative planning, okay. Here you can remember, so net change planning mostly we can use actually for the production, okay. So NETCH. So these are the things related to the NETCH, net change horizon planning. So MRP settings will maintain, okay. So it is depending upon the change of stock and PR POs, okay. So related to production order, related to purchase requisition, okay. So any changes related to the pertaining to the goods receipt and goods issue, okay. So if goods issue will happen, goods receipt will happen, so it will system will automatically will calculate by using this. So net change, what are the net change will happen in the respective stock. So coming to this net change planning in planning horizon, okay. So here we'll define the planning, okay, time, respective time only. So then only we can get this. So we'll for the respective time we'll select actually. So NETPL for those materials with respect to the materials. So we can consider this. So this is a regenerative planning. So we can use G for this. Material retrospective of changes. So here, we can't get the any net changes. Okay. So when you compare with above, so here net change will happen. Okay. So here also net change will happen. So but here only regeneration will happen. So net change it could not calculate as per the MRP run. Okay. So system doesn't update the any changes. So that's a failure in the regenerative planning. Okay. Mostly people won't go actually. So this is the reason you can tell anywhere. Okay. So it could not update the changes. So now you can see the MRP1 view. So these are the things we can configure. So then we'll maintain here. So I'll tell you after this, tomorrow we'll see full configuration of MRP and I'll execute full cycle. Okay. So this is a large sizing procedure in MRP. They will ask you for what are the fields in MRP. Okay. So MRP1 tab will contains so 3 tabs you can say. So one is the general data, one is the MRP procedure, one is the lot sizing procedure. In MRP1, you have to remember like this. So it contains a purchasing group, plant material status, okay, specifically for material status, it is blocked or not like that. So here you can see customer stock availability indicator. So if it is a customer stock, so if it is a MTO scenario, make to order. So with respect to that, you will maintain customer stock, okay, the sale order from the customer, okay. So that indicator is there. So if it has ABC, okay, so ABC can define, with respect to the WM, warehouse management module, okay. So slow moving, fast moving, not moving goods, they can define in ABC, okay. So MRP group, the person who is responsible under the plant, okay, for the MRP execution, the people comes under MRP group, okay. So it might not be mandatory field, but we have MRP controller. So the person who is responsible for the total MRP run, okay, plant heads, they can execute this MRP, okay. So lot sizing procedure, we have a different lot sizing procedure. So mostly people will use EX as per the production order, how much quantity you are producing, okay. For that they'll maintain the demand, okay. Here you can see maximum size, okay, minimum lot size, okay, turnaround time, okay. So if any scrap is there, so you can maintain here, you can maintain rounding profile. So rounding profile means it is a like some in weight they'll maintain, okay, scrap percentage. So 25.25 means, so it will round it to 25 only. That kind of rounding profile availability also available in SAP. So rounding value also will get here. So as you see here, we'll define only MRP procedure in MRP1, okay. MRP1 will maintain MRP procedure and lot sizing data. You have to remember this. And MRP2, so will maintain scheduling and procurement type. Okay. So here you can see under that net requirement calculation, so safety stock, minimum stock. Okay. So SAP has given this feasibility, flexibility. Okay. So to maintain this. So this is a scheduling. Okay. So when you are going to start production, okay, with respect to this scheduling will define. So scheduling margin key is used to define the open periods, I mean floating of days, okay. So plan delivery time, so this is a GR processing time, okay. So if you got information like plan delivery time 10 days, GR processing time 5 days, okay. So this is the in-house production. So how much days time for the in-house production, okay. So if it is linked to the planning calendar, so they'll use a planning calendar also. So MRP1 is for MRP procedure, MRP2 for the scheduling, okay, and procurement type. So here we have a black flash indicator, okay, so it automatically goods issue will happen. So you can remember like this. So MRP1 for MRP procedure, MRP2 for scheduling. So MRP3 for planning. So here system has to check that available quantity check, okay, with respect to this indicator. Okay, then with respect to this strategy group, so make to stock or make to order will maintain 10, 20 are the indicators. Okay, so MRP, mixed MRP, if they'll use, they can use. So total replenishment lead time. Okay, so this is the field. So how much time you can to refill the stock. Okay, so these are the plant specific configuration. If the material has variant configuration, okay, or any planning variant, so they can use this actually. So this is for planning execution, MRP3 view. Okay, so MRP4 view is for BYM related things, or repetitive manufacturing operations will maintain the RAM profile. So if it is a repetitive manufacturing, we'll maintain that RAM profile. So if not, we can execute no issue. So here you can see the reorder point, okay, and replenishment quantity. So this is for related to the bomb explosion, okay, and production version. So production version is one of the important thing. This is a kind of master data only. So production version has to vary with respect to the variants, okay. So this month they will use version level, okay, version 1. So next month they will go to version 2 like that. So they can use this kind of production version indicator. So coming to the planning process. So here, as I told, MD20 they will maintain total planning file. So system will calculate. So net requirements. So particular requirements with respect to the particular material. So it is a like a procurable material, producer material. It will display. It will describe as per the our process. Okay. So if it is stock available, then they'll go for the production. If not, they'll go for the procurement. So this is in MRP 2 view. So after that, scheduling will happen. So next you can see procurement proposal. So next they'll during the MRP run. So they'll get that respective stock. So with respect to this, planning run executes. So storage location wise, MRP area wise, and plant wise. So they can use multiple plants. So that is one advantage in the planning process, MD file, planning file. So they can execute like number of planning levels actually. Okay, total planning, single item planning. So you can see in MD01 total planning. Okay, so MD02 is for multi-level planning. You can see MD01. You can see MD03 for single item. So there is a one more 2 transactions available for multi-level planning. Okay, so one more transaction available for individual planning. Okay, mostly we'll use so total planning MD01. So MD02 multi-level planning. So MD03 single item planning. So planning run as we discussed now. So if any changes we can maintain in the planning. Because of MPS, no automatic changes happen in MPS as we discussed. So here you can see MD04. Okay. So here, left side, here you will get the traffic lights actually. So if it is successfully executed, okay. So this is MD04 to get the stock requirement list. So this is a planned independent requirement, MD61. Okay, here you can define the demand. Okay, so planned independent requirement. After that, they can check in MD04. So they'll get the stock list. So MRP run in MD02. Here you can see single item multi-level planning. Okay. So here you can check the MRP control parameters. MRP execution will happen for single material, means single item, multi-level means so plant level. Okay. So this is output. So we'll get in MD04 stock requirement list. So we'll configure the lot sizing procedure. So as per business also we can, as per standard, so SAP has given 3 lot sizing procedures. So one is a static and a period lot sizing. So static means always the quantity should be static. Okay. So quantity will vary with respect to the period wise. So optimum means so they can change actually. So optimum level they'll maintain. So these are the 3 things we'll maintain in OM info. So after the I'll share you any demand management books I have. Okay. So EX you can see. So lot sizing for the production. Okay. So fixed order quantity. If they have a kind of fixed order, okay. So they want to maintain FX, they'll maintain. Okay. So any splittings they will maintain FS. Okay. So replenishment to maximum level HB. Okay. So lot size is all about so definition of MRP quantity. Okay. So it will calculate for this quantity MRP. Okay. So how much lot size you are procuring or you producing. Okay. So these are the indicators we'll maintain in MRP procedure. So this is a periodic lot sizing and optimum lot sizing. Okay. So period wise they'll define. So weeks, months, dates. Okay. So they'll define. So this is a lot sizing. So if they want to change that lot sizing, if any issue, they can change actually. Okay. So if it is a more, so they can reduce that lot size. Okay. So now you can see the traffic lights in MD04. Okay. So this is MD04 screen. So you can see here. So if it is red means it's still not yet executed. Okay. So after that, successfully processed means you will get green. So it is under process means you will get yellow. Okay. And you can see the traffic lights to indicate that urgency of the metal process also. So kind of uh, indication will maintain. So traffic lights can maintain with ranges also. So with respect to the groups also. So we can customize this configuration available. Okay, we can customize based on priority. Okay, so you can see the sheet structure of the respective MD04. Okay, you can execute for any material. So you can see there you can find the traffic lights. Okay, again is a material. So as you've seen in the above case, okay. So light. So ATP is related to the SD, SD and PP integration. Okay, so if the sales order has certain requirement, okay, with respect to that, so we are promising the customer, okay, this is stock available, okay, so we'll deliver to you. Hello. So here,
Yeah.
here you can see here. So it is related to the integration of the sales and distribution. Okay, with respect to this, so plant error processing will happen. Okay, the quantity as it is same quantity will maintain actually. Okay, so we'll check that quantity available. So then we'll produce the material so we can give it to the stores. Okay, they'll store in inventory. So this may happen with a reservation. MB21 one transaction is there. Okay, they'll create for the reservation. Means they are pre-booking the quantity for the respective customer. Okay, so the like that. So this is the application of the reservation. Okay, we will get in MB21, MB22 change MB23. Okay. So one configuration is available how ATP will calculate. Okay, with respect to one indicator will maintain in our MRP settings. Okay. So with respect to that, so system will check. Okay, and which plant. So with respect to that, the quantity available or not. Okay. So if you maintain that ATP quantity, na, so it should not show for the available for the other usage. Okay. So it has a book for the respective customer. So that configuration will maintain with respect to the sale order.
Lokesh, go back to that 57th slide.
Yeah.
Here it's 1200, no? From this one, it's arrow marker to 1500.
Yeah. Tell
Hello.
me. Yeah.
In issued quantity, it is 1200.
Yes.
Quantity received is 1500. I'm not able to understand this chart.
Yeah. You can see here this screen. It is showing like a issued quantity. Okay. So quantity received. Okay. So quantity received 1000. Okay. Plant stock. Here you can see receipt 1 with respect to that 500. Okay. So total issuing quantity here. Okay. 1200. You understood? Huh? So total receipt quantity 1500.
Okay.
So already 1000 stock is available. Okay. In the plant. So they
Okay.
received 500 quantity. Okay. The total issued.
Okay.
Okay. 1200. So remaining they're assuring for other customer 300. Okay.
Other customer. Okay.
Yeah. So it could not show in the available stock. Okay. It will show in separate indicator. Like a ATP quantity means that has already booked for the reservation. I'll show you in that
Already.
actually. Okay, that's a confusion will come actually here. So here you can see the plant quality. Okay, so it may have different storage location also now. So second issue will happen. Okay, so this is a 300 already they booked for one customer. Okay, up to this it has consumed. So here you can see if the storage level quantity we have 800. Okay, so they issued 500. Okay, so remaining is 300. So here it is showing storage. So again they are issuing for the 1000. So here total stock is 200 now. You understood? Huh?
Yeah.
So here in this 1500 they received. Okay, 300 here they are using. So here it should be some 100 stock it will show. ATP some 100 stock it will show. There is a difference now. So 800 to 500. So here only 200 is showing. Okay. So here it will show some 100. So some error is there.
Yeah. 1500. No. It's 0 only, I think so. Here 1200 is there, na? Here 300.
Yeah.
Totally 1500 we can get. From this plant, it's already stock is 1000. We have receipt one is 500. Issued quantity is 1200.
Okay. Understood. Here some 100 is missing. Yeah, here in this storage.
Here in second storage too, something is missing.
Yeah, storage to one column. So here might be 100 quantity missing. So they assured their customer like that. Okay, we have 1000 stock, so we'll give you 300 stock. So kind of promise they has to do. So kind of this is called as ATP, availability to promise. Okay, stock is available. So in the plant, okay, they are assuring their customer. So we'll provide you 300 stock. So this is a somewhat theoretical and practical knowledge only. This availability. So this is related to batch actually. So if they'll maintain batch, okay, we'll so batch level also we can get. So availability with as per the batch level. So with respect to the stock availability in the batch level, okay. So we can book actually. So in the case of pharmaceutical industry, so with respect to the concentration of the chemicals, so they can define batches also, some issues. With respect to that, they can use the batch availability. So if you can say chemicals, okay, some tablet has so one chemical extra a percentage, some 30% extra. Okay, in other chemical, so 10%. Correct now. So you can say in one tablet, the difference might be happen. So when you compare with other tablets, so the percentage of chemical is less. So that's why they're maintaining batches in the pharmaceutical industries. Okay. So the first you will go to the doctor, they'll give you if fever. So like general tablets. After that, you'll go for the specific tablets. So the percentage of chemical are it's a pharmaceutical issue. They'll advise you the more doses, correct now. As per that, they'll maintain, with the same product. So the dosage of the chemical is different. So this is for specifically for pharmaceutical industries. So you understood, huh? So with respect to they do the production actually. So if some cases, so some companies you can say Apollo Pharmacy, they are ordering some different quantities. Okay. So with respect to customer order, they'll maintain the kind of so percentage of variation of the chemical in the dosage of the respective tablet. Okay. So this is purely the batch levels related to pharmaceutical industries. So it may vary with respect to the industry also. So you understood, huh? Hello.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'll share you material. Anything I'll have for this full of these topics. Okay.
Okay.
Mostly you can go for the book actually. So that book is very good. Okay. So tomorrow we'll see full practical. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Okay. Please go to this book.
okay.
Okay. There you will get some points. Okay. So you can note
Okay.
it down according to this MRP. It is somewhat. It will show like big only. Okay.
Okay.
So when you'll go for the practical, so it is a very small only.
Okay.
Yeah, we have to see the so many terminologies here. Okay, it may confuse you. So these are all things settled in only one or two screens. Okay, MD02 or
Okay.
MD04. Okay. So the process, so the explanation to the customer, so while you are explaining to your client or customer, okay. So you have to maintain the different kind of procedures. Okay. So you have to explain to the customer, okay, in such a way that he has to understand, okay, this is a procedure we are setting in the your SAP system. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, you go
Today
through this
one more class.
yeah.
Today one more class.
Yeah, today I'll check. Yeah, afternoon I'm going outside, that's a problem.
Otherwise, 10 to 11 also no problem if you possible means.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll share you the material. Okay, for 10 to 11 I'll
Okay,
check
perfect.
actually. So I'll share you the material.
Okay.
So meanwhile you go for these so kind of terminologies. Okay, so you can understand.
Okay. Okay.
So that's why. So time is very less now. So I'll go for other topic also. I'll get confused. Okay. So I'll
Okay.
give you
Okay.
more
Okay. Okay.
data about MPS. Okay, material production
Okay.
scheduling. Okay. So I'm not getting that MPS. So I'll share you. I'll share you the demand management book actually. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So it will take some time actually. That's why I don't want to mess up the confusion with certain confusion. Okay. So I'll give you some user manuals related to this full MRP. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. Yeah. You can go
Okay,
through this book
Bye. Bye.
actually. This PPT I shared you.
Okay.
So Vidyasagar, you
and
have
share
this, huh?
like class also.
Yeah, Bhargav, you have this, huh? I shared you, no?
Yeah, I'm having this one.
Yeah, Vidyasagar, you can check, yeah.
Okay.
You can share the class also, class video recorded.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, okay, Lokesh.
Yeah, I'm recording. Yeah. I have to. Okay. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.